5 tips to 10x your productivity. All right, guys, I get this asked of me all the time. Antonio, you've got 4 kids, 3 businesses, 2 passion projects, and a wife that hasn't left you. How in the world are you managing all of this? Guys, we all have the same 24 hours. What you decide to do with that 24 hours is going to determine how your life is going to turn out. Every day you're making a decision. Am I going to go in this direction or go in this direction? Or am I just not going to move at all? In any case, wherever you want to be in life, understand that you control that. And you being more productive can help you get there much faster. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 tips to be incredibly productive. Hopefully one of these resonate with you. You're able to take it and you're able to move forward. At the end of this video, guys, I will explain why I'm shooting this in the raw, why it doesn't have all my fancy edits. But without further ado, let's dive into it. So point number 1 is that not all projects, not all work is created equal. There is high value work and there is low value work. And this is going to change as you become more successful, as you move throughout life. Things that you used to love spending time doing, you probably won't want to do anymore. And let me use some examples here. So for me, creating a video, very high value because that's going to reach thousands of men. It's going to have a direct impact. Me going in and answering one particular man's style consultation. He wants a style consultation via email. There's a reason I don't do that anymore because I realized I'm only helping one individual here versus on videos, on articles, when I create these infographics, I know I reach thousands and thousands, potentially millions of men. After all said and done, I have closed down this channel. People will have stolen my content and it will be still helping people. I realize that those things are going to bring me the big return. So this is key to understand, are that some of the things that because it all looks equal. If you look at it, it's like a flat playing field. You have this to do, this to do, this to do. But if you say no to these 2 things and you do this, which is going to yield you a very high return, that is what you need to do. And be very careful of these projects, these small things like email that feels great. It feels so good to get an inbox 0. But at the end of the day, who cares if you get to inbox 0? Did that really change the world? And you can fall into that trap. So don't look at it as also just 0 is like having no effect. It actually can have a negative effect. Sometimes I know I personally don't like to see any hate email. My assistant, she doesn't allow me to see it. The reason being is it actually pulled me down and I wasn't able to go in and create videos, create more content, and focus in on having a big impact. So focus in on the projects, focus in on the work, which is going to have a huge impact. Results are all that matters when you're trying to be productive, not the method. So make sure that if need be, you go in and you blow up the method and you focus in, okay, this is going to have a high return. If I want to create sales, you know what is going to help you create sales? You going out there and you building relationships, you talking with your prospective clients and actually getting out there and making it happen. So number 2 is to have a clear vision. Now I'm going to pull in a fun analogy. You remember the movie The Hobbit? You remember when they're going through that wooded area and the spiders are about to get him, but Bilbo goes up to the top and he looks out and he breathes the fresh air and he sees the lonely mountain in the distance. He sees his objective and everyone down below him, besides getting tied up with spiders, they are lost. They're going around in circles. Guys, you need to have a clear vision of where you want to go. So if you want to go to grad school, you want to start your own business, but what is the why? Why do you want to do that? Ask yourself, I think it was Toyota, ask yourself the 5 whys. Go deep, go deep. And I did this with a friend the other day. He said he wanted a girlfriend, but why do you want that girlfriend? And we kept going, why do you want to feel good about yourself? And it forces you to understand, the direction that you're going so that you make sure. The worst thing is that you do all this work. You've heard it before. You work in the corporate world, you climb the ladder and you find that ladder is up against the wrong wall. Guys, you don't want that to happen. Point number 3, accountability. Now, there are different ways to have accountability. Many of you guys are thinking, okay, that's where someone makes sure you do something. No, that's actually not true personal accountability. That's having someone that is harping on you and nagging on you to get things done. accountability for me actually comes from within the person. The way that you do this is you break down where you're going specific with very small parts, and nothing motivates like seeing progress as you get closer and closer to your goal. Remember, you've got that vision of where you're going, so you're making your way to it. Then you can make it fun. You could add gamification. And gamification, think about it. You guys have played like Legend of Zelda. Remember how as you moved up different levels, your weapons would get more powerful? You can set up games so that you can, and they can be incredibly simple. I have a kitchen timer here in my office that's on my desk, and I'll set it for 30 minutes, and I will see how many emails I can knock through in 30 minutes. And my record is about 55 emails in 30 minutes. Think about that. I'm just having fun, zipping through it, and I'm getting a lot done, and I'm not going to get caught. And by simply making it fun, guys, you can zip through things. And really quick, deadlines. Okay, so another game that I do, and I do this with my kids, is the mornings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I spend that time with my kids. Afternoons, I don't start my workday till 1, and I've only got 4 hours. So because of that artificial deadline, I'm able to get a massive amount of work done because I cut out anything that doesn't matter. Tip number 4 is to clear the path. So many people, they want to do everything themselves, and they're unwilling to invest in themselves, to hire a coach, to take a course. Think about that. You're going to go out there and you're going to spend 10 hours researching something that if you simply hired a coach, they could help point you in the right direction and educate you and bring that research to you in 30 minutes. If your time isn't valuable, then maybe sometimes you want to figure it out and you want to go through it. But understand, there comes a time when you need to have the path cleared for you so that you can walk on it. It's not just coaches, it's also reaching out and surrounding yourself with peers. A mastermind of individuals. Mastermind, look it up. Actually, I'll link in the comments to a mastermind I'm setting up for business owners. And in that mastermind, ideally we are able to clear the path for each other and to not only hold each other accountable, but be able to show each other, hey, you're making this mistake, I've made it before. Make sure that this is what you want to do. Finally, tip number 5, motivation. Positive motivation and negative motivation. Positive motivation. Why are we so excited as a kid for Christmas or Disneyland? I mean, I know when my daughter has a field trip, she is up at 5:30 in the morning, ready to go. Other mornings, no, I'm barely able to pull her out at 7. The point is, if you've got something positive that's motivating you, you're going to jump and you're going to be excited. A 12-hour workday is going to flash by. Negative emotion can actually be used, and I'm going to use my personal example here. And one of the reasons I'm filming this raw, I wanted to get out here, I wanted to show you I'm real. So my wife, she had to leave the country for 2 weeks, and my business was able to keep going despite the fact that I was having to watch 3 young children for 2 weeks. I mean, I'm Mr. Mom here. I was able to keep my business going. The reason being is I had a negative driver that 6 years ago when I lost my sister, that I said, I am never going to let my business fall to the wayside, because that's what happened with my first business. When she passed away, I'm the oldest son. I had to go make things happen. And I told myself, I will never set things up so that I'm setting myself up to fail. And that negative emotion made sure we had a good size emergency fund. We had money set aside. I knew her grandmother was older. I knew this time would happen. And I made sure that we had the money set aside so that no problem. That day, I bought an international ticket. My wife is flying off. She had the money to be able to take care of anything she needed to in Ukraine. And I had my business set up so that I was able to pass off responsibility to my lieutenants, to my guys, to make things happen. And I was able to spend time the last couple weeks with my kids. Guys, that is how I've 10x'd my productivity. Hopefully you found this useful. And if you're curious, I did mention a mastermind. I'm launching a mastermind for business owners. Check it out. It's going to be in the description of this video down below. And that mastermind, it's for business owners, Monday through Friday. We're going to be meeting. I'm keeping it to about 4 to 5 other business owners. It is not free, but I can tell you, you're going to get a lot out of it. I'm setting it up. Daily motivation and focus for business owners. Guys, that's it. Oh, and I am still moving out of my office. I've been shipping off tons of free stuff. If you have not joined our amazing free Facebook group, go do it. I'm going to link to it down below as well. That Facebook group, I have probably given away already $3,000 or $4,000 in shoe shine. I mean, I've just got all this gear. I'm just giving out, shipping out, and I know some of you guys are still waiting for it. I'm trying to get it shipped out as fast as I can. But guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.